Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to our Saturday sew along. This is My Hobby Home. I'm Cathy. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new, welcome, welcome. We're so happy to have you. If you're not, thank you so much for coming back. We are working on piecing together our Preppy quilt. Now, if you see here, you will see I have some pieces already up on my design wall behind me. I have some white setting squares. They're actually triangles that you can't really see on that board, but I do want to tell you how this quilt is actually piecing together. It is piecing from the right side to the left, which is kind of strange for me because I'm used to the quilt starting at the left side and piecing going to the right. Well, that's not how this one goes. This is my goal for today. I have one triangle up there that's row 1. Then I have a triangle, a square, and then a triangle that's row 2. Well, no, that's row 1. The triangle, they're not counting. They're just counting that as a corner. So where you see the one square, print square, that's row 1. Where you see the 2 print squares, that's row 2. And you will see the 3 print squares there, that's row 3. It is my goal today to get all of those rows done. It may happen, it may not, but it's going to be okay because I'm in the sewing room and I'm able to sew today, and that's all that matters. I'm going to go on and heat up, get my iron heated up, and I have my best press just in case I need it. Well, I know I'll need it. I have my pattern here. Not that it really helps for anything right now, but just putting it together, it helps to have it. So guys, come along. Let's get to piecing here. So what I have done, I've taken my first row and my corner triangle out. The triangles go at a 90-degree angle. This is what they call on point quilt, which means that your squares are tilted till they're standing on their point. So what I have to do is I want my reds to be downward. So I am just going to start on the right side and start by putting my setting triangle on there. And I know I probably need to do it this direction because I have one of my squares that for some reason is smaller than the other. So I just want to make sure it catches, and it is almost 1/4 of an inch small. So what I'm going to do on this end, I'm going to go in just a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch, just so it catches that, and then I'll slowly work my way to a 1/4 inch. So what I'm doing is piecing on my setting squares. And I will have to look at my instructions to make sure I press in the correct direction. It actually does not show how to press. Let me see how it says to press. Okay, it says even number rows to the right, odd number rows to the left. So this one is going to press to the left. But we need to put our second setting triangle on here. These are actually called setting triangles. I've had another pattern, they were called setting squares. I guess they might have been squares. I don't remember. The land that I love is the one, and I think those are squares. And what I'm trying to do by doing this with the printed pattern on the top is to make sure that everything is catching. So, okay, we have to press everything to the left. So I'm wondering, yeah, we're just going to spray, and I'm going to press everything to the left because this is an odd row. So we have our first row complete. What I am going to do is take our corner triangle and try to find the center here, which really is not hard to do because we have sashing through the center. Trying to get that to go down just a little bit. There we go. And what I'm going to do is start this right on the edge and sew it at 1/4 of an inch. Now, when you make sure when you're sewing that your presses are going the right direction, because that can add some unnecessary bulk into your quilt. Now, I'm going to, it says sew rows together, matching seams. It does not say how to press those because I don't think that's going to matter, but what I am going to do is just push everything up. So that is our first row with our corner on it. Now I will trim these up, so that's not going to be an issue. These white squares here, I might have did them a little larger than they needed to be, but that's so I can trim down if necessary. So now on to row 2. Now I have row 2 down, and I take them down in a specific order to make sure that I have them going in the right direction, but you don't have to do that. You can have it be as free-spirited as you want it to be. Mine, I'm trying to get my reds all to go in the down direction. Trying to get them all to stand on the red. Now this row is where we have sashings that need to line up. So what I do is I don't have you guys turn down low enough to see everything I'm doing. Let me do that because what's going on the board isn't going to be as interesting as what I'm doing on the table. Okay, maybe this makes it a little easier to see. I'm picking up my next block and just flipping it over. So what I will do is line these up. They nest perfectly. I'm going to pin them to make sure they don't move. Don't be afraid of pinning. It does not mean you don't know how to sew. It just means that you want to make sure it comes out correct and doesn't move. And in quilting, it needs to be exact. It don't have to be perfect, but the closer to matching, the prettier your quilt is going to flow. And that's the whole idea, is to make sure your quilt flows properly. And I'm so happy everyone has joined today. I've had several people comment. Yeah, I'm sorry. Had a little bubble coming up in my throat there. My husband and I went out and ate dinner tonight. I took him out for Valentine's Day because he is not going to be here on Valentine's Day. So technically he treated me for my birthday. We went to Crumble Cookie and got us a lemon blueberry cheesecake, but we shared it. I can't eat those things by myself. They're delicious. But okay, so I've got my next block here. I just flip it over. And then what I do is I lay my sashings together, make sure they're nesting, and I pin them. Y'all are probably going to hear me say a lot. I just can't tell you how happy I am to be back in my sewing room. After the start of the week I had, I'm telling you, I am so happy to be back in my sewing room, sewing and creating and getting some things done. You probably see I've got my design wall up now. What that is a room partition. I found it online, and I already had the, I think that's a Preppy quilt fabric. And I have my Preppy board over here. Y'all, I really, Preppy, if you are listening, I'm going to hashtag you in this. Hey, I will be I'll let you sponsor me. I'll be an affiliate. I love their products. But what I have done is I put a room divider up, and I clipped my cloth onto that room divider. And y'all, it is fabulous. It works amazing. What I did have before was I had a piece of plywood. It was very thin plywood. Almost like a paneling piece, because it looked like barnwood. And that's what I had my cloth laid over. But that had to sit on top of my project boxes. And that wasn't working for me because I couldn't put my project boxes back up after I worked on them. And right now I'm not really working any project boxes but the Land That I Love and the Preppy quilt. But it would be nice to be able to put them back up when I'm done. Okay, so this is row 2. So everything has to press to the right. So what I'm going to do, this is my row 2. And everything presses to the right. So I'm going to lay it, everything. Let's see. I have to look at it on my direction. So how I have to do it is lay it this direction. I'm going to press and be right back. Okay, so this is row 2. I'm going to grab the other and we're going to piece these together. Now that we're putting row 1 on there, we have to find that center block and nest up all those seams. There's a lot of nesting that goes on in this quilt, and I really like quilts that nest because it makes it easier to have everything kind of line up and look right. And I put as many pins in it as I need to. I don't shy away from pinning. So guys, off of quilt instructions, I hope y'all are doing great. I hope you're having a fabulous Saturday. I am just so happy to be here today. And I know my friend Marty, y'all, is back. If I think about it, she's not able to sew right now. But Marty, if you see this, girl, my prayers are with you for healing. She has shoulder surgery. And sometimes that's a little rough and hard to get over. But you'll do it. You've got this. Just give yourself grace. The older you get, the longer it takes to heal. So don't rush yourself. And hey, if you have to sew in your kitchen again, then you have to do that. And I know it's heartbreaking not being able to go out to your sewing room because you had a fabulous setup out there. But I can understand your husband not wanting to bring that adjustable desk up. Them things are heavy. But you know what? Keep faith. You will be back out there. Don't think that that's a thing of the past. You will be back there. You got to claim it. And we know you're going to be there. Just give yourself grace. And I'm recording this on Friday night. I am hoping I can get myself up early enough in the morning to catch Sean. I don't know who all's live on Saturdays anymore because it's been so hard for me to get up. And if I'm not at home, I'm definitely not getting up early. Yeah, my sewing room is a absolute disaster right now. My husband helped me put this board together, and we got things pulled out, stacked up. I don't know, you can actually see, you may be able to see my desk there. My perfectly pieced project is still sitting there. I need to finish that. That is on my weekend to-do list. I really want to get it done this weekend. Because I really want to get that pillow done before next weekend. It's Valentine's, y'all. Now, my husband's not going to be here for Valentine's Day. So we treated each other. I treated him to seafood. More or less, I treated myself to seafood. I have been wanting some crawfish, so we went and got crab and shrimp and crawfish, and it was very good. I hadn't got my king cake yet, but we did go to Crumble Cookie and get us a lemon blueberry cheesecake cookie thing. And we split that. It was delicious. But I have sucked down a whole bottle of water after eating that because I'm not supposed to have that sugar. But I have found if I drink a lot of water after I have sugar like that, it doesn't affect it as bad. But also us splitting it and me not eating a whole cookie by myself, that'll help too. Yeah, we got a crumble cookie nearby in a neighboring town. I guess probably about a year ago. And the owners are some very sweet people. I was telling one of the kids that worked there, I asked him if Miss Lori was in. And he's like, no, ma'am, she's not here. I said, I can only imagine what it's like working with her. Because she and I did vacation Bible school together one year. I kept the nursery. And my son was 2 weeks. I think her son might have been 2 weeks older than my son. Her son, Trey. And I told him, I said, well, she and I, because he was telling me, she's a hard worker. I said, yes, she is. She's a very hard worker. And she's actually owned multiple businesses now. And her and her husband have, and they opened this one up also. And I told him, I said, well, I worked with her in vacation Bible school, and her husband George was there tonight and spoke with him too. But I told this young boy, I said, yeah, when Trey was about 2 weeks old, I worked with her at vacation Bible school. And he's like, wow, that was a long time ago. I'm like, yeah, they've had another child since Trey, and she just graduated high school. Oh yeah, look at this coming together. That's our row 1 and 2. So now to row 3. Got my pieces off the wall. But we had a good time this evening. Still ain't got my house cleaned. Oops. It'll be okay. It will be here. It's not going anywhere. And I assure you, nobody else is going to clean it. But I did get some Christmas down today. Not much, but some. And I figure some is better than none. But what's happening to that Christmas that I'm taking down right now, it is going in my spare bedroom or my guest room. In that room, you can't even walk in it. But it'll be okay, because ain't nobody coming to stay. There it goes. My thread did not want to let go there. I'm still kind of in a holding pattern on my machine being serviced. But it's not going to be an issue, because I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull my brother out. I have an old brother still here. I can still sew on that thing. I'll just need to oil it real good, make sure everything is in good working order. And I'm going to tell you, it ain't no fancy smanchy like in Novus or something. It's a sewing machine. Nothing fancy about it. It sews and quilts. I bought it at Walmart because I was trying to decide if I wanted a quilting sewing machine or not, and I did. I knew I wanted one, and that's what I could afford at the time I purchased it. I didn't even consult my husband because I wanted to know if that was something I wanted to do before talking to him about it, because my husband is one of those people that if you say you want to do it, he's going to get everything, and it's not going to be like, not knocking Walmart's machines, but they're not, I mean, they're good sewing machines. They'll last a while, but they're not like a good machine. They tear up easy. You have to replace parts frequently because I had to do that. But if you take care of a machine and take care of parts that need to be replaced, it will last. I have the first machine that was ever bought for me. My husband actually bought it while we were dating, before we were even engaged. My husband bought it. And it was because I'd seen it in Walmart, and it had Disney, and I fell in love with it. It had a Disney embroider on it, and like I said, I fell in love with it. And I'd never embroidered a day in my life with a machine. I don't guess I even knew about bobbins, and I knew nothing. Nothing. And I'm not going to profess to know much now either. That's why I'm getting that Me Time delivered. It's a machine embroidery subscription box. It's called Perfectly Pieced. And what it is, it's projects, like small projects to teach you how to use your machine, I guess. And I started my pillow project, and guys, I love that. But I didn't finish it because I got feeling bad, but thankfully I did miss one day of videos just because I did not have it in me to edit a video I have for you guys. And that's a video that can come on a rainy day. I'm saving that video for a rainy day, I guess. But you know, it is what it is, and I'm once again, I'm just so happy to be back. So happy to be back in my sewing room and feeling good, because I feel fabulous. I still have a little, every now and then, my head, I feel like it goes, womp, but then I'm back to fine. I'm drinking a lot of water right now, doing my allergy nasal spray. You know, the normal things that most people do living in Louisiana, just because everybody got some kind of sinus allergy thing going on. Everybody. I had a doctor tell me that if I ever wanted to really get rid of my sinus problems, I'd need to move to Arizona. I'm like, Lord, no, but they'd be bleeding all the time. They'd be so dry. But he told me, he said, nothing really grows in that environment. I'm like, tumbleweed. I'm probably allergic to tumbleweed. But, you know, people joke about things like that, but when it comes to suffering with it, it's a serious situation. I don't really suffer with it. I just have drainage and stuff, but, you know, who don't? But I am so much better. Like I said, it's Friday night, and my doctor had told me when I started the medicine, she was like, if it's not better if you're not good by Friday evening, she's like, you're going to the ENT. And I'm like, well, she's like, I'll have to give you a referral. I'm like, nah, you don't have to give me a referral. I already got an ENT, and I already need to go see him because I've put, every time I have an appointment scheduled, it's a follow-up appointment, I've had to change it or postpone it, and it's just for him to decide if he wants to do surgery or not to close up the hole in this ear from where I had tubes. My right ear closed. I had tubes out for 20-something years. They're not supposed to be in there more than 3 to 5 years. I had them there a long time. And I think he had said that was the longest he'd ever heard anybody keeping the original ones in. Not now, I had tubes before that when I was little, but I had them put in when I was 28. And they came out, let's see, I'm almost 53, so I think I was about 43. Not even a full 10 years, because one came out probably about 10 years ago. The right ear came out about 10 years ago. The left ear came out less than 5 years ago, because I was where I'm at right now. Well, no, I've been where I'm at now for, well, 6 years. But, yeah. But all of that kind of goes hand in hand. The vertigo, the ears, it all goes together. All of it. But I'm doing great now, y'all. Really, I am. Just because of how I'm feeling, I feel really good. And I think it's just because I can sit up and not swim. But being here with y'all makes me feel good too. So happy we are working on this. I figure if we can get 3 rows, you know, fully pieced together, and the rows attached to one another. You know, so rows assembled and then attached to one another. If we can get 3 a week, that'd be 3 weeks, but I think we can get more than that. And y'all, I'm seriously not getting anything done other than what I do here on the live with you. Not live, on the video with you guys. This is all I get done. So, this is row 3. So, there's 3 on this one. So, everything presses left. My left, your right. So, that means it needs to lay this way for me to spray and press. And I'll be right back, guys. Alrighty, we have this pressed, our row 3. So now we're fixing to put, or about to put, I don't know why I say fix, well, it's a southern thing, yeah, we say fixing. I am about to put my row 1 and 2 onto row 3. We just have to lay it out here. I have to figure out where it's supposed to start matching up at. And then we start pinning. So guys, what are y'all doing this weekend? I don't know. I know I saw the northeast states are getting another snowstorm. We have had 70-degree days. I think we're supposed to have one more warm day, and then we're supposed to have another cool spell. Not necessarily cold, I wouldn't say. But it was a little cooler than anticipated today. I thought it was going to be 80, but the high today was like 75. And that's fine. That's decent temperature too. That's a nice day. I think my son and daughter-in-law took my grandbaby to the zoo. I have a membership, but it has my name on it, so, and I wasn't about to go to the zoo. I just didn't think I could do that. Not yet, but all I want to do right now is sew, and guys, it's already 10:15. I bet my husband ready for me to go to bed. So I'm going to get this done, and I'm going to head to bed. So we'll get rows 1 through 3 done this week, and the rows just get bigger after that. So we may only get 2 rows done, but then they get small again. You know, you have to go large and then go back down to small. Pinning all this up here. Oh, my nose is itching. Make sure we've got our setting triangle pinned down as well. We don't want it flopping in the wind. Okay, we've got this all pinned together, just getting it under that needle there so we can get it started. Getting that pin out of the way before I hit it with my needle. Straightening this up so we can oh goodness, y'all. I'm feeling how late it is today, but I'm almost done. Almost done. And I tell you what, it sure is nice to have this design wall behind me better now. Are y'all getting ready for Sunday? I haven't even planned anything for it. I haven't got anything for it. I don't even know if I'm going to be watching the game. I don't know. Do not know at all. I think someone is going to be live streaming it that I've seen. I know Tammy said she may have a live that day. I think that's the day we're going to be doing, she has a pattern specifically for like 5-inch charms. And I have a whole bag of 5-inch charms I need to do something with. And these fabric charms that I have, they're really thin. So I really don't know what kind of fabric they are. They're just, I know they're really thin. Oh, I hit that pin. And I even bent the pen, so that's not a good sign. I bent the pen. It'll probably start clicking now. We'll see how long we can do this without having to change that pen out, that needle out though. It doesn't seem too bad right now. Guys, we are almost done here. Maybe next time I can stay a little longer with you guys. I am going to press this real quick, and then I'll show you what we got, and then we'll call it a night. Well, y'all, this is what we have. It's looking so pretty, y'all. Yeah, this is looking beautiful. And, of course, it's Christmas fabric. So, this is some of Sweetwater's lines here, but it's all Christmas fabrics. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me this Saturday morning for our Saturday morning sew-along. Give me a thumbs up before you roll out of here. If you have not yet subscribed, please do. Ring that notification bell also so that you don't miss a single thing going on here. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. If you have a pattern that you would like to try on our next sew-along, please put it down in the comments. I am taking suggestions right now for our next sew-along. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, guys.